of breaking through. It's a cloudy day here in the Bahamas, but it's still a beautiful day. I'd rather be living right here in Nassau than anywhere else around the world. It's beautiful here in Nassau, Bahamas. All right, now tomorrow is our final session on this 4-part series. And so tomorrow I will be on for 1 hour from 6 to 7. I will teach from 6 to 6:30, and then I will entertain questions on our teaching for the last four sessions for 30 minutes. Those of you who may want to submit a question in advance, you can feel free to send it tonight or before for tomorrow at bishop@mounttabor.org, bishop@mounttabor.org. Or you can raise your questions on the live chat tomorrow evening. Now, let's go into part 3. I want to begin again by saying to you, the Lord our God, the sovereign ruler of this universe, is the God of breakthroughs. We see this in the very first chapter of the Bible in Genesis 1. We see God breaking through darkness, chaos, and confusion. And ladies and gentlemen, I am so pleased to tell you that the God of Genesis 1 is the same God of 2020. Let's do a quick recap of parts 1 and 2. Now, according to Ephesians 1 and 3, your blessings are in heavenly places. Ephesians 1:20, we see that Jesus is seated in heavenly places. According to Ephesians 2:6, we are seated with Jesus in heavenly places. In Ephesians 3, Paul says that the angels are in heavenly places. Ephesians 6 and 12 make it very clear that demons are in the heavenly places. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. So every Christian, my friend, has at least one demon assigned to them. And that demon's assignment is to make hell break loose in that person's life, to make sure that everything that God has blessed you with, that is already deposited in your account in the heavenly places, never gets to you. That's your demon's assignment. Ladies and gentlemen, I trust that you are now totally convinced that with all of your disappointment and with all of your betrayal and with all of the unfair treatment you've had to endure over the years, people are not your problem. My goodness. People are really only the conduit. Because according to the word of God, the battles we have in this life are not fundamentally physical in nature. Our battles are against principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness who are constantly bringing about conflicts in the invisible realm that affects what's going on in our lives in the visible realm. You understand? Okay, so there are two kingdoms in this world. The kingdom of darkness, the kingdom of light. The kingdom of darkness, of course, is a very well-structured, well-organized kingdom. It comes in this order. Principalities, who are the highest rank, and then right under them are powers. People mix it up sometimes and think principalities and powers are one. That's only because they work so closely together. But principalities are the highest ranking demons in the kingdom of darkness. And right under them, they're the powers. And then third in line are the rulers of the darkness of this world. And then bringing up the rear of the spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, In part 2, we explain the roles of each of them. The demonic world does not want you to know any of what I've shared with you in parts 1 and 2. And that's why even in part 2, I did a recap of what I covered in part 1. And today, I've just done a little recap in what I've covered in parts 1 and 2. Because the demonic world does not want you to know any of what I've shared with you over the last 2 weeks. A breakthrough is a military concept. When one army is able to weaken its enemy's forces to the point of collapse, a breakthrough occurs, allowing that army to invade and take its enemy's territory. Now, with that understanding in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to repeat these words with me. I am breaking through. Okay, let me give it to you again. A breakthrough is a military concept. It speaks of when one's army is able to weaken its enemy's forces to the point of collapse. So a breakthrough occurs when that happens, allowing that army to invade and take its enemy territory. So when you talk about breaking through, what you are saying, ladies and gentlemen, is I am moving in the realm of the spirit in such a way that I am about to invade my enemy's territory. Oh my goodness. With that in mind, get those words out of your mouth again. I am breaking through. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I am breaking through. All right? If you declare a thing, it shall be established for your sake, and light shall come to your ways. I'm going to give you this one more time because I'm just feeling in my spirit right now that the devil is so mad that I'm telling you this. But I'm going to tell it to you again. A breakthrough is a military concept. So when it speaks of when one army is able to weaken its enemy's forces, collapse, and that's when a breakthrough occurs, allowing that army to invade and take its enemies to actually repeat these words. I am getting ready to take new territory. Yes, you are. Because that's what will be the result. You invade and take through and pass enemy lines. No one end result of only confrontation. Are you listening to me? I believe you are. You see? So you don't break through blessings. Blessing is the result of breakthrough. Your confrontation. I want to read from Daniel 10 tonight. Is given their insight to the unseen, from the visible to the invisible. Delays and difficulty in personal, especially helps us to understand prayers are sometimes laid for 10. The thing was true. Watch this. The time appointed was long. And he understood. See us the time. I know. As human beings, logically, it's on a calendar or the taking deal seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades, centuries, millenniums, AD, BC. God, Kairos moments, seasons, set appointed time. I will time of which God had spoken to him. Now let's an appointed time, but at the everything in the plan of God has been timed. Everything. In set times. You remember this? Third year of Cyrus, king of Persia, the thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long. And he understood the thing and had understanding 3 full weeks. I ate no fulfilled. Now on the 24th day, kill that clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold and Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Verse 7. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men who were with me did not see the vision, but a great terror fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Daniel was not alone when the vision occurred. Others were with him, but the men who were with him did not see what he saw, even though they were with him. They were where he was, but they did not see what he saw. During the lockdown, during the time of isolation, I'm sure God gave some of you a revelation of what was coming, a glimpse of where your life is headed, a post-pandemic view of what life should be like for you. Don't cancel what you saw. Don't minimize what you saw. Don't downplay what you saw, because others don't see what you saw. Even though they are where they are, they can't see what you see because they didn't do what you did. While you were in isolation, you had focus, dedicated, pinpointed time where you spent with God. Others spend their time on Netflix, eating all day, cooking all day, and staying on the phone and on their smart devices, and now they didn't get a chance to see what you saw. Well, don't be discouraged because others are not receiving what you told them you saw during the lockdown. Because even though they are where you are, they were in the house that you were in, or they were part of the group that you were part of, they didn't do what you did, so they didn't see what you saw. Look at verse 2. Daniel said, I was mourning for 21 days. Verse 3, I fasted for 3 whole weeks. That's why only him saw. Therefore, verse 8, he says, I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me unto corruption, and I retained no strength. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're breaking through, you've got to know how to stand alone. Everyone else fled because they couldn't see what he saw. And then in verse 9, the Bible says, Daniel said, and yet I heard the sound of his words. Verse 10, and behold, a hand touched me, it set me one of the chief princes came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. This is where we will pick up from tomorrow evening, because there's something in there that I need to really spend quite a bit of time with you on. All right? Now, one of the things I need you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is Daniel is at the place here in this text where he's had a vision, he's seen some things in the realm of the spirit that no one else around him was able to see. But don't look at these results. Look at what he did prior to this. He fasted, he prayed, he spent time in the presence of God. And lo and behold, his prayer and his time in the presence of God paid off. But you will see, like I said to you earlier, there is no breakthrough without confrontation. And I know I'm breaking through right now, and that's why the devil, I understand, is trying to create havoc even in the technological gadget you are on tonight. And he's playing around with your sound because we are breaking through. But I want you to know, my brothers and sisters, I am standing flat-footed on your behalf, and nothing will prevent your breakthrough from coming. People perish because of a lack of knowledge. As a result of this teaching, if you didn't know before, you no longer lack knowledge. You are breaking through. You are getting ready to cross over enemies' lines. And you are getting ready to take over new territories. Boy, this is exciting. This is really exciting. So I want us now to take a moment and let's make this declaration like we know we've got to tonight. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Come on, declare it after me. I declare breakthroughs are coming in my life. Over the next few weeks, I am expecting sudden outbursts of God's goodness. Not a trickle, not a stream, but a flood of God's power, a flood of God's blessings. I am expecting God to overwhelm me with his goodness and amaze me with his favor. I declare that I'm not too late, glory to God, to accomplish everything that God has placed in my heart. I have not missed my window of opportunity. I am breaking through. Goodness gracious. You have not missed your windows of opportunity. I don't care who tells you what. Everything that God has placed in your heart, you shall accomplish. And all of the demons and all of the devils and all of the principalities set up to block you up, this teaching is designed to make sure you break through. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, I will share for 30 minutes in the teaching, and then I will spend 30 minutes entertaining questions. If you want to submit your questions on any of the parts, 1, 2, 3, already, you can do that up until 4 o'clock tomorrow. Send it to this email, bishop@mounttabor, MOUNTTABOR.org. Of course, if you want to wait for tomorrow's teaching and then submit your questions, you can do it on the live stream tomorrow. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, many of you today are right where Daniel is in the text. He's waiting on a word from God. He's concerned as to why it is he's having a delay in getting an answer from God, but he is not aware that something is going on in the heavenlies, and it's all about him and God's answer to his prayers. While you are at home or wherever you are, contemplating and thinking about, and in some cases, worried about what looks like a delay. My goodness. Can I tell you that something is happening in the heavenlies? Tomorrow night, we are gonna help you pull that down, because God, who we serve, is the God of breakthroughs. And he's a God who moves in seasons, in set times, and appointed times. I believe that tomorrow night is an appointed time for those of you who will be sharing with us. I look forward to it with great anticipation. So until tomorrow, please remember you've been anointed to walk in victory. I'll see you at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night.